Hello everyone, welcome back to Manual Tutorials. Today we'll be seeing an interesting topic, how to write an IEEE paper. When we are in our final years, so at that time most of us are required to write an IEEE paper to complete the course. So at that time when we have the content ready, it becomes difficult to order the content according to the format that is given in the IEEE paper. So we'll make that easier. For the start, you can just download this paper template or conference template from the IEEE website. I can also share the link below in the description box. First, you must decide whether you are going to edit your paper using LaTeX or using Microsoft Word. If you are using Microsoft Word, then there is a separate template, and for LaTeX there is a separate template. Also, depending on the size of the paper which you are going to use, whether it's A4 or letter size, there are two different kinds of templates. You can download the one which you require. Here I have shown you an A4 size template. There are three parts to this, or 3 pages. So we'll be covering this in 3 parts. Today we'll be seeing the first page and the description that is given in the first page. First is the heading. Here they have given you the paper heading, plus they have given you something in bracket. You have to use the style paper title. So this, as soon as you type in your title here, it will automatically take the paper title case and it will give you the proper formatting according to what is required in the paper. Also, in the second line it's mentioned, subtitles are not captured in Explore and should not be used. So sometimes we have this way where we write, where we have the heading and then we have a subheading and then the main content. But in the IEEE paper format, it is not allowed to put a subheading along with your heading. So only the heading is going to be captured also by Explore. So we have the heading. Then next you have these 6 places where you have the authors' names. So depending on the names of the authors, suppose you have one author, then you will have only one of these description. If you have 3 authors, there will be 3. So all the 3 will put separately. Sometimes people have the habit of putting only the names and then the organization will be common and then the city, country will be common if suppose all the people are from the same organization. But this is not encouraged in the IEEE paper format. So even if all the authors are from the same place or the same organization, you'll have to write their names separately, then the department of the organization where they are working, plus then the third line will give you the name of the organization. So if it's a school, if it's a college or a university or a research institute, that will be mentioned here. And then here you can, on line 4, you can give the city and the country name, and line 5 will be the email address or ORCID. ORCID is the Open Researcher and Contributor ID, which identifies each scientific author or academic author uniquely. So this is done. Now we'll go to the next part, that is the abstract. Abstract is just a brief description of whatever you have mentioned in your complete paper. So you give a short summary kind of thing about whatever measurements or whatever you have described, what research you have done in the abstract. So here what they have written is, this electronic document is a live template and already defines the components of your paper, title, text, heads, etc. in its style sheet. So what are they saying? It's a live template, means you don't need to change any font or any alignment here. You just need to start typing in the text or the content in it so that it becomes easier for you. It's a template. And critical thing is, do not use symbols. special characters, footnotes or math in paper title or abstract. So in your heading, in this paper title or in the abstract, you should not use symbols like plus, minus or any other symbols, special characters like the ampersand or anything, and footnotes or math, any mathematical equations. These should not be given in your paper title or abstract. This is one thing. Next is keywords. Now keywords are just like tags or a gist or the common words that are being used in your whole paper that can be just listed out here, so that when it is searched on Explore with keywords, people will be easily able to find your paper. One tip over here is that when you give your keywords, it should be in the alphabetical manner. So you can start with A to Z, just bring all your keywords together and then put them alphabetically in the ascending order. Next is the introduction. Here goes the space for the heading. You just need to type in. You can see that the first letter, all the letters are in capital, but the first letter is slightly bigger than the others. This is the way you should be writing it. And what they have written is, this template modified in MS Word 2007 and saved as Word 97 2003 document for the PC provides authors with the most of the formatting specifications needed for preparing electronic versions of their papers. All standard prepared paper components have been specified for 3 reasons. So they have given you the reasons why they have given you this template to write your paper in this particular format only. So it gives ease of use when formatting papers. So you just need to worry about your content. You can directly type in and put your content in this format which they have provided. Also, automatic compliance to electronic requirement that facilitate concurrent and later production of electronic products. So they have some devices which will help easily identify what you have written using the spacing, alignment and all which they have given, all the text and the font sizes which have been given, so that easily it can be identified by electronic devices. Also, conformity of style throughout a conference proceeding, margins, column widths are built in. So what they have said is, if your paper is compared with the other papers in the same conference proceedings, it will be easy just to compare the data by and not be worrying about the alignments and the font sizes and the other kinds of template requirements that they have given. Some components such as also examples of type styles are provided throughout this document and are identified in italic type within parentheses following the example. Some components such as multi-level equations, graphics and tables are not prescribed, although the various table texts are provided. This formatter will need to create these components incorporating the applicable criteria that follow. So what they have said is multi-level equation. So sometimes we have many lines of equation on which are there, that is not encouraged here, and graphics and tables are not prescribed to be used in this kind of IEEE paper. If it is only very necessary, then you should be using it. Otherwise, there are table text styles which are already provided in this template. Next, they have given you this heading, ease of use. This doesn't need to be ease of use always. They have just given you a model heading which you can replace with the topic or which you have in your paper. In that, see the subheading. The first heading you have with a Roman letter, then you have an English alphabet as a subheading, and then they have given you the subheading in italics. So again, you don't need to change this, just type in your subheading. First, confirm that you have the correct template for your paper size. This template has been tailored for output on the A4 paper size. If you are using US letter size paper, please close this file and download the Microsoft Word letter file. So depending on the requirement, if you are using A4 kind of paper, if you are going to be writing an A4 kind of paper, then you'll have to download that paper template, otherwise the other letter size template. Next subheading is maintaining the integrity of the specifications. The template is used to format your paper and style the text. All margins, column widths, line spaces and text fonts are prescribed. Please do not alter them. You may note peculiarities. For example, the head margin in this template measures proportionally more than is customary. This measurement and others are deliberate, using specifications that anticipate your paper as one part of the entire proceeding. So you can see here that in this main heading there is a lot of margin space compared to the usual margin that we leave when we write anything, a letter or any kind of document. So this is given deliberately because they need it in this format for better comparison with other papers. And next heading is prepare your paper before styling. So before you begin to format your paper, first write and save the content as a separate text file. Complete all content and organizational editing before formatting. Please note sections A to D below for more information on proofreading, spelling and grammar. So the main thing is your content. You must not start writing your paper and then preparing the content. But beforehand, if you prepare all the content and just start typing in and putting all your graphs and tables in this paper, it will become easier for you. Otherwise, it becomes complex and you will not know where to place which kind of data. So first point is to be that you keep your all the things that you're going to put in the paper ready. Keep your text and graphic files separate until all the text has been formatted and styled. So after your content is ready, first you must enter all the text information before you put your graphics, that is images or tables which you are going to use. Do not use hard tabs and limit use of hard returns to only one return at the end of a paragraph. Do not add any kind of pagination. So they always do not encourage the use of tabs, the tab spacing which we have on the keyboard, or returns. Only if it is very much necessary, then you can use one return at the end of a paragraph. And do not add any kind of pagination, that is, you must not give page numbers to any of the pages, only use the prescribed format. Do not number text heads, the template will do that for you. So here they have already given you Roman numerals which are already given as the heading. You don't need to put any different kind of headings as per your choice. Next is abbreviations and acronyms. So what they had given is, for your text, the kind of way you have to write your text is given in letters A to D. So we have started with A, abbreviations and acronyms. Define abbreviations and acronyms the first time they are used in the text, even after they have been defined in the abstract. So if suppose you have used an acronym, an abbreviation over here in the abstract, then if you are again using it in your paper, anywhere in the paper, if the first time where you are using it, there you will have to give the meaning or the full form of your abbreviation, so that it becomes easier for the reader to understand all the meanings of the abbreviations that you have used. And also they have mentioned that abbreviations such as IEEE, SI, MKS, CGS, SCDC and RMS do not have to be defined because these are universal. Do not use abbreviations in the title or heads unless they are unavoidable. So the titles or headings, you should always avoid acronyms or abbreviations such as these or any other. Only if it is very much necessary, then you must put them on the title. Units. Use either SI, MKS units or CGS as primary units. SI units are encouraged. So they are saying that whenever you use units to define whatever research you have done, you must always use SI because it is more preferred, or CGS. No other kind of units is acceptable. An exception would be the use of English units as identifiers in the trade, such as 3.5 inch describe. Now here you can observe that inch is not an SI unit, but still, because this is popularly used as the trade language, so you can keep it as it is. Next is avoid combining SI and CGS units such as current in amperes and magnetic field in oersteds. This often leads to confusion because equations do not balance dimensionally. If you must use mixed units, clearly state the units for each quantity that you use in an equation. So here you can see that amperes is in SI units and oersteds is not in SI unit, because if you want to use it for magnetic field, it should have been Tesla. So this is not acceptable in an IEEE format. If there is no other way, then you must mention the unit, this particular kind of unit, in every equation that you are going to use or you are going to mention in the paper. Do not mix complete spellings and abbreviations of units. For example, WB per meter square or Webers per square meter should be used, not Webers per meter square. So here you have a full word and then you have the short form. So this way should not be done. Either you put both as short forms or either both as full forms. Spell out units when they appear in text. A few henries, not a few H. So when you are putting that in your description, a kind of unit in your description, you're going to put the whole word, not only the letter. For example, this one. Use a 0 before decimal points, not 0.25. Use centimeter cube, not cc. So what they have said is, when you have decimal numbers with nothing before it, like example for 0.25, you should not keep it as it is. You should put a 0 before the decimal point. Also, you should use centimeter cube, not cc. cm raised to 3. These are the things that are mentioned in the first page. The next videos we'll be seeing for the second page and the third page. If you still have any doubts related to the first page, you can mention them in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to Emmanuel Tutorials for more. Thank you.